Hi everyone and welcome back to GK Today. I am Sia and very good morning. Here we are discussing the most important current affairs of 18th of July 2025. But first, let us revise the last day current affairs and they are. So where was the BIMSTEC Ports Conference 2025 held? And that location is option number C, Visakhapatnam. So recently Visakhapatnam Port Authority hosted BIMSTEC Port Conference. The next one, which organization is responsible for the implementation of carbon credit trading scheme. So recently it was implemented by the option number D, Bureau of Energy Efficiency. The next one, which village in Sikkim was recently declared the India's first digital nomad village, and it is from Sikkim, and that is option number C, Yaktain. The next one, who has been appointed as the first women DG of the RPF, Railway Protection Force, and that personality is option number A, Sonali Mishra. The next one, Barak Valley, that was recently seen in news, is located in which state? So basically, it is associated with the Assam. The next one, Patriot Air Defense Missile System is developed by which country? And that country is option number D, US. The next one, which country has become the first in world to launch the traditional knowledge digital library? So first of its kind initiative, and recently it was launched by the India, the TKDL initiative. The next one, which state government has launched the Prerna Asuni scheme to support class 10th students, and recently it was launched by the Assam state. The next one, which institution hosted the Shalyacon 2025, the third national conference on Shalyatantra, and recently it was hosted by the All India Institute of Ayurveda, New Delhi, on Sushrut Jayanti. Moving on, so back to the session. Here we are discussing the most important current affairs of 18th of July, and the topics that we will discuss: India's first high-speed bullet train. So a recent MOU between India and Japan. A scheme in news, and that is Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, the top producer of potatoes in India for French fries and wafers. And Prachand Shakti exercise, recently a domestic exercise in news, and a bill from a state, and that is the Prevention of Offense Against Holy Scripture Bill. 13th International Aid Society Conference, India's second longest cable stay bridge, and that is we will discuss. And in sports category, we will discuss the Wimbledon Tennis Championship, the Hawaii Island in place in news category, and in recent appointment category, we will discuss the National Medical Commission new chairperson in appointment category. Here we go with the first one. Hawaii Island, which has become a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is located in which country? So here we are discussing an island in place in news category, and that is Hawaii, and it is located in country Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone, it is a African nation, and recently it has received its first World Heritage Site recognition, and that is for Hawaii Island. So recently, the 47th session of UNESCO World Heritage Committee, recently hosted by the Paris in France, overall has recognized 26 World Heritage Sites all around the world, and Hawaii Island is one of them. And from India, we have discussed the Maratha landscape, and recently this place got the UNESCO World Heritage Site recognition, and basically these military landscapes are from Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. It includes 12 forts, 11 of them are located in Maharashtra state and one is located in Tamil Nadu. Overall, from India, Maratha military landscape recently received the UNESCO World Heritage Site recognition. Here we are discussing the Hawaii Island. So the river that is associated with the Hawaii Island and the major national park that is associated with Hawaii Island. So please note Moa River. So Hawaii Island, it is located in the Moa River, and it is the part of the Gola Hawaii complex, which includes the Gola Rainforest National Park. Overall, it is important because it is famous for its biodiversity, featuring 11 main species such as the endangered western chimpanzees. Overall, here we are discussing UNESCO. It is a UN agency founded on 16th of November in 1945. Its full form, it stands for United Nations Education, Science and Cultural Organization, and it designates World Heritage Sites to preserve cultural and natural heritage all around the world. So here we are discussing some major point that is related with the United Nations and UNESCO. So currently there are 3 countries which are the member of UNESCO, but they are not the member of United Nations, and they are Cook Island, Niue, and Palestine. Please note, it is very important. These three countries are the part of UNESCO, but they are not recognized by the United Nations, and vice versa. There are three countries that are Israel, USA, and Liechtenstein, which are the member of United Nations, but they are not recognized by the UNESCO. So they are not the member of UNESCO currently, and Israel, USA, and Liechtenstein are the three countries. Here we are discussing the recent edition of UNESCO World Heritage Committee. It is the 47th edition, and last the 46th edition it was hosted by the India in New Delhi, and it is the first conference of UNESCO that was hosted by India in 2024. So major UNESCO World Heritage Site from India, here we are discussing. So in 2024, UNESCO recognized a major heritage site from Assam, and that is Modhiams. Please note, in 2023, UNESCO recognized two major sites, and they are the Hoysala temples located in Karnataka and Shanti Niketan located in West Bengal. And in 2022, UNESCO has not recognized any sites from India. In 2021, we have received two UNESCO World Heritage Site, and they are the Dholavera located in Gujarat and Kakatiya Rudreshwar Temple located in Telangana. Overall, currently in the session 47th UNESCO World Heritage Committee recognized 26 World Heritage Sites all around the world, including 21 cultural, 4 natural, and 1 mixed. Overall, first World Heritage Site that was recognized by the UNESCO in the year 1978, and that is Galapagos Island. Please note. And the longest structure on list of UNESCO, and that is Great Wall of China. And also a site that is Dresden. It is important because once it was a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but in 2009 it was removed from the list just because of urban development. And also please note, in the last edition of UNESCO World Heritage Committee, the 46th session that was hosted by India, UNESCO identified its 196 state member, and that is the NORA. Basically, it is associated with the Oceania group. Moving on, here we are discussing some other current affairs that is related with the UNESCO, and they are. So Salkan Fossil Park, which has recently been added to UNESCO's tentative list for World Heritage Sites, is located in which state? And that is from Uttar Pradesh, right? And which city in Uttar Pradesh has been officially nominated for inclusion in UNESCO's Creative Cities Network as a city of gastronomy, and that city is Lucknow. The next is, which ministry hosted the fifth stakeholder consultation on AI readiness assessment methodology in UNESCO? And that ministry is Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Cradle of Humankind, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it is the part of South Africa. Which two classical Indian texts were recently inscribed in UNESCO's Memory of the World Register, and that is Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Natya Shastra. And which three UNESCO World Heritage Sites are included in Taj Trapezium Zone recently? And they are Taj Mahal, Agra Fort, and Fatehpur Sikri. Which traditional Bosnian song was included in UNESCO's National Inventory of Intangible Cultural Heritage recently? And that is Sevda Lenka. Moving on, the next one, which state has introduced the Prevention of Offences Against Holy Scriptures Bill in July 2025, and that state is option number B, Punjab. So recently, the Punjab government introduced the Prevention of Offences Against Holy Scriptures Bill 2025 in the Legislative Assembly. And the aim of the bill basically aims to preserve religious harmony and fraternity among people of different faith in Punjab. And it proposes strict punishment for offences like damaging or burning any holy scripture. And here, holy scriptures, it includes Sri Guru Granth Sahib, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Quran Sharif, and Holy Bible, and the other scriptures as well. And the punishment includes imprisonment of minimum 10 years, which makes 10 to life, and a fine between rupees 5 lakh to rupees 10 lakh, and recently initiated by the Punjab government. Overall, here we are discussing some other bill that was recently passed by the Parliament in 2024. So here we are discussing three new laws, and that was introduced to modernize India's criminal justice system. And basically, their aim is to make justice system approachable and transparent and affordable. So overall, here we are discussing the IPC 8060, and recently it was replaced by the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023. The second one is Criminal Procedure Code 1973, and it is recently replaced by the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita 2023. And the last one, and that is Indian Evidence Act 1872, and it got replaced by the Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam 2023. So these new laws were introduced through three bills in the Lok Sabha, and in 2024 they were passed by the Parliament. Moving on, here we are discussing some other bills, and they are: which country has passed a bill legalizing assisted dying in May 2025, and that is from France. Which country recently received a $50 million government treasury bill from India to support its fiscal reforms and economic stability, and that is Maldives. Which institution has launched a report on unlocking 25 plus billion export potential, India's hand and power tools sector, and that institution is Niti Aayog. Which international agreement is the protection of interest in aircraft objects well 2025 aligning with, and basically it aligned with Cape Town Convention. The Lok Sabha recently passed a bill to establish Tribhuvan Sehakari University in which, and that is Gujarat. The Future Circular Collider is a proposed 30 billion project by which organization? $30 billion project, and basically it is from European Organization for Nuclear Research. Here we are discussing the host city of Village and King Cup Asia Oceania Group first, and that is Pune. Moving on, the next one. Here we are discussing India's second longest cable stay bridge, and recently it was inaugurated in the Karnataka state by the Union Minister Nitin Gadkari. So where was India's second longest cable stay and that is Sigandur Bridge inaugurated, and recently it was inaugurated in the Karnataka state by the Nitin Gadkari. The length of the bridge, basically it is 2.44 kilometer long, 16-meter wide cable stay bridge that connects Sagara and Marakoteka, the cities from the Karnataka state. Overall, it named after the goddess Jodeshwari Devi, and it improves access for locals and devotees since the area lost connectivity after the 1960s dam construction. And just to reconnect, the Indian government proposed the second longest cable stay bridge, and that is the Sigandur Bridge from the Karnataka region, right? Here we are discussing some other bridge that was in current affair, and they are. So basically, India's first cable stay bridge, and that is from Jammu and Kashmir, and that is the Anji Khat Bridge. Which ministry has launched the Adi Karma Yogi program? Basically, it is from Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Belay Bridge, and recently, just because of collapse, it was in news. It is from the Uttarakhand state, and it is a type of modular bridge with pre-built part. Which is the world's highest railway arc bridge that was recently inaugurated by the PM of India, and that is the Chenab Rail Bridge in Jammu Kashmir region. Dhubri Phulburi Brahmaputra Bridge connects which two Indian states, and these states are Assam and Meghalaya. And world's highest bridge called the Hejiang Grand Canyon Bridge, and that is from China. Where was India's first vertical railway sea bridge? It is Pamban Bridge from Rameshwaram in Tamil Nadu. Moving on, here we are discussing the updates of the Wimbledon Tennis Championship, and in women's single title category. So recently, who won the women's single title at the 2025 Wimbledon Tennis Championship? And basically, that player is from Poland, and she is Iga Swiatek. So recently, she achieved her first Wimbledon title and her sixth Grand Slam overall. Overall, here we are discussing the Wimbledon Tennis Championship, the prestigious and the oldest one of all the four Grand Slam. Overall, at 24-year-old, she ended a year-long title drought with her last win at the 2024 Roland Garros, and recently she clinched the title of Wimbledon Tennis Championship. The category is women's single. Here we are discussing the other Grand Slam. Exactly, there are four Grand Slam in a year. Basically, the first one, the Australia Open, and January is the month for Australian Open. The next one, French Open, and the month basically hosted in the May or June. And the prestigious and the oldest one, and that is Wimbledon. its specialty, basically it is the only tennis tournament that was played on grass court and hosted in last days of June or initial days of July. And the last one, that is US Open, played on the hard court and hosted in the month of August or September. Overall, here we are discussing a major player that has the most men's Grand Slam title, and he is from Serbia, and that is only Novak Djokovic. Basically, he holds the record for most men's Grand Slam title, and it is 24 Grand Slam title. And he won his 24th title at the US Open in the year 2023. And the second man with the most Grand Slam title, and that is Roger Federer, and he won his first Grand Slam title in Wimbledon 2000. Moving on, the next one. Here we are discussing India's high-speed bullet train system, first of its kind initiative, and that is Shinkansen. So recently Shinkansen, that term is in news because it is the proposed high-speed bullet train system for India, a joint collaboration between India and Japan. So recently, next generation E10 Shinkansen bullet trains will be introduced in India and Japan both. And in India, they will operate on 508-kilometer route that connects Mumbai to Ahmedabad by bullet train project. Overall, Shinkansen, it is Japan's high-speed bullet train known for its safety, speed and reliability. It is world's safest high-speed transport system with high volume and frequency. And that 508-kilometer route, basically it includes 352 kilometer in Gujarat and the rest in Mumbai. Overall, it will be the India's first high-speed bullet train and targets the year 2030. Moving on, the next one. Here we are discussing a major scheme, and that is Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. And it was launched by which ministry? And that is option number A, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship it is. And the recent cabinet minister, that is Jayant Chaudhary. So recently this scheme has completed 10 years of implementation in 2025, and basically it was launched in the year 2015 by the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, the MSDE, to promote skill development in India. So the primary goal, skill development in India, and currently it is in its fourth phase. Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana 4.0 version it is under the Skill India program. And recently, just because of its anniversary, it was in news. Moving on, here we are discussing some other schemes that was in current affairs, and they are Charan Paduka scheme was launched by which state government to support Tendu leaf collectors, and they are from Chhattisgarh. Bind scheme, basically it is from the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Eklavya Model Residential School is a flagship scheme of which ministry, and basically it is associated with the Ministry of Tribal Affairs, whose cabinet minister is recent, and that is Zawal Oram. Please note, Zawal Oram is also the first tribal minister of Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Himcare is a health scheme of which state, and basically it is from Himachal Pradesh. And Niyad Nilanar scheme, and recently it was launched by the Chhattisgarh. The National Overseas Scholarship Scheme is administered by which ministry? And that is Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, whose recent cabinet minister is Virendra Kumar. And which state government has launched Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay Poverty Free Village Scheme. So that scheme is from Rajasthan government. Moving on, here we are discussing the top producer of potato. So which state has emerged as the top producer of processed potatoes in 24-25 fiscal year? And that state is option number C, Gujarat. So recently Gujarat in India recorded 48.59 lakh ton of potato production in the fiscal year 24-25, and basically including varieties for French fries and the wafers of India. Overall, Gujarat is now the top producer of potatoes in India, followed by the Uttar Pradesh and Punjab. Basically, here we are discussing some old data for potato production in India. So the production of potato in the year 2004 and 5, basically it was less than 1 lakh ton, and in 24-25 Gujarat only recorded the 48.59 lakh ton of potato. So a huge growth for potato market in India, and the top producer is Gujarat. Moving on to the next one. Here we are discussing a domestic exercise hosted by the Indian Army, and that is Prachand Shakti. And recently it was hosted in at Meerut in Uttar Pradesh. So the Indian Army conducted an exercise titled Prachand Shakti, and basically it is to showcase advanced military technologies, and it was organized by the charging RAM division at the Kharga Corp Field Training Area located in Uttar Pradesh. Overall, the event was part of Army's Year of Tech Absorption initiative adopted in the year 2024. So, Indian Army has recognized the year 2024 as the Year of Tech Absorption initiative. Overall, it aims to enhance digital adoption in India. Moving on, the next one. Here we are discussing a major conference, and that is the 13th International AIDS Society Conference, and recently it was hosted by the Rwanda, exactly at Kigali. So on 14th July 2025, the World Health Organization recently they released a new HIV prevention guidelines at the 13th conference of the AIDS Society in Rwanda. And basically it is a drug, and that is lenacapavir, LEN. So recently it is recognized as a temporary solution for HIV infection by the World Health Organization, and recently WHO released its guideline in AIDS Society conference, and that's why this question was in news. Overall, you have to remember the first drug that recently achieved the recognition from World Health Organization, and that is the LEN, and the manufacturer of Alien, and that company is Gilead Sciences, right? Moving on, the next one. Here we are discussing the recent appointment, and that is for Dr. Abhijat Sheth. So recently he has been appointed as a new chairperson of the National Medical Commission in July 2025. Overall, here we are discussing the National Medical Commission. Basically, it is India's top regulatory body for medical education and professional. It was established under the NMC Act 2019, replacing the older one, the Medical Council of India. Overall, it functions under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So here the points: NMC, it was acted in 2019, and it replaced the Medical Council of India and functions under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. And the recent chairperson of NMC, and that is Dr. Abhijat Sheth, right? So with this question, we have completed the daily 10 question analysis from the GK Today application. And the quiz for the day, basically it is associated with a recent appointment, and you have to answer them in the comment box. For more information, you can check the description box, and thank you for watching.